Unit 2 exam review, question number 18. We're going to simplify an expression. For this example, yours will probably have different numbers, but this is quantity -1 plus 2 all being raised to the third plus 4 minus 32 divided by 4. Now each of these is going to probably be a different way of finding it, not using your order of operations, which you can use two mnemonics. I often use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, which is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS as some other people say. This starts at parentheses, exponents. Now multiply and divide is actually the same step, but multiply and divide from left to right. So when I have students write this down, I usually do a quick little, get this up, an arrow to remind them that we're moving from left to right on multiply and divide. And then also again on adding and subtracting, that's the same thing. So I'm going to copy and paste. That is the same thing for adding and subtracting, also from left to right. And this is after you've done the parentheses and the exponents. So just as a reminder. And so I'm going to simplify it over here in Word just so that you can see my work. I'm going to insert an equation right here just because it makes it kind of nice to have the exponents in the exponent place. So -1 plus 2, and then I want to raise this to the third. So I'm going to do caret 3, and then I'm going to press the space bar and it'll move it into the exponent for me, or I can use the script button here, those of you who wanted to do this on your own as well in Word. And then we're going to add 4, but we're going to subtract 32 divided by, and I need to add that in here. Where is the division sign? Divide by 4. Okay, so now we have it looking exactly the same way. I'm just going to copy and paste this down for my next step here so that I can work through it and not have to write it down every time. So the first thing I want to do is the parentheses. The parentheses here are -1 plus 2. -1 plus 2 is 1. So I have 1 cubed. And again, I'm just going to copy and paste this for the next step because that's the benefit of having a computer instead of writing it by hand. 1 cubed, so the next one, we've done parentheses. We've finished all the parentheses. This is the next one, which is exponents. 1 being raised to the third power is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. So now my next step, I'm going to copy and paste it down here. The next step is multiplying and dividing from left to right. So can't do the add or the subtract yet. I need to do the multiplying and dividing first. So 32 divided by 4 is 8 here. And then the very last step will be adding and subtracting because I've finished all the multiplying and dividing here. So I'm going to add and subtract from left to right. 1 plus 4. Now the reason we do add and subtract from left to right is to make sure that the negatives stay with the negative. If you wanted to go through and add the opposite on all of these, then you can they would all be addition, and you could do it that way as well. For this one though, 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 minus 8 is, get that out of here, 5 minus 8 gives me -3. Now if you were to have done this without the order of operations in the correct form, you will probably get one of these other answers as well. So please make sure that you're doing the PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, very thoroughly, one step at a time, because you will probably find answers in the test and the exam that will match the incorrect way of doing this. Oh, and so this is our answer.